Golfers, I practice these shots around the green a lot because I like being able to get up and down when I miss shots. That takes a lot of the pressure off my shots out in the fairway. You have confidence you can get up and down. But these shots like this, most golfers are a little timid of. And the only reason you're timid of is because you won't practice them. And the reason you won't practice them is because most of you don't have a philosophy behind it. So let me give you one and just try it, okay? I only use a 8-iron pitching wedge or a sand wedge around the green. I use nothing else. I never have. This shot here is, I'm going to use a pitching wedge, and I'm kind of downhill. It's going to break a little bit to the left, not much. But the philosophy I use is I simply line these shots up like a putt. If you had a putt this long, guys, I promise you with your putter, you wouldn't know about how far you had to rock that club back to give it enough momentum to go to the hole. You putted enough to know that. And if you'll take that knowledge that you have and line these up like a putt and walk around and get yourself set to that line and pick that line in front and back of that ball so you can set yourself up to it and know that you're lined up at the hole, and then step back like you would with a putt and practice what you're fixing to do. And then step up to it and trust that, guys, and take the club straight back on your line and go straight through on your line, and just look at this like you're putting with your pitching wedge. That's the whole philosophy. It wouldn't make any difference whether I was using an 8-iron, or a pitching wedge, or a sand wedge. That's the philosophy I use with everything around the green. I look at it like a putt. I pick my line of flight. I go through my routine. I step up and then trust it and go straight back, straight through that line, and just putt with my pitching wedge. This is not a difficult philosophy. This is pretty easy, guys. It'll work with any club in your bag. Guys, if you were going to putt from here, I would probably do this. Yeah, that's the way you do it. So, due to that, let's see if we can't have basically the same stroke with an 8-iron. Now that I know exactly what the ball is fixing to do when it's on the ground, it's going to break about a ball or two. Oh my goodness. The reasons that I practice so much out here is just so I can pull shots off in front of students on the first time rather than the fifth. So I always get a kick when I do that. But this is my 1/3, 2/3 shot here. But I'm still looking at it just like that putt. Took my eye off of it. Took my eye off of it and missed my spot. But all I'm doing is putting with an 8-iron. And I'm just adjusting it in my feet and my club face to get it to roll more instead of that hop. There it is. Oh! And you just have to adjust it and move it around your feet till you realize it. As you do it a lot, like I have, you'll realize if the grain is in front of you or coming at you or going away from you, which place to put it in your stance. But these shots, rolling these down there within 2-3 feet is always a good shot. And all I'm doing, guys, is lining it up like a putt, and then basically having the same motion I would with a putter, except it's a different grip. But having a routine around the green and having a philosophy for how you're going to hit every shot around the green will have more strokes taken off your game than just about anything you can do out there on a driving range, pounding drivers, I promise you. Golfers, this little shot right here, I really expect to make a percentage of these. I come out here with the anticipation of making a percentage of these. Now what I've done over the years is I have figured out where to place the ball and how to stand, how far my hands are in front of the ball with this club, so that when I hit it, the ball's going to impart overspin and not going to have a lot of backspin and jump up. You just have to play around with it. I'm setting it. If I were looking at me just like this, I still got the club right in the center of my stance of the ball, but I turn my feet, which puts my hands in front, and then I open the face up just a hair, because otherwise it would be closed doing that. And I line this up like a putt. And pick that line. And you notice I choke way, way, way down on it. And have some rhythm and watch impact. Golfers, just sit back and line it up, and you'll have a lot more faith in these shots if you have a little philosophy of hitting them. Just have a very defined routine. Break. These shots are really not difficult if you don't get in a rush with them. You have to have a little smoothness with this shot, just like you do with your putter. Break over there. My biggest mistake with this club or this shot, just in case you do the same thing, is sometimes I pull back inside and I'll go outside instead of taking it straight away from it, so it can break in the hole, just like that. Just have a little faith with these shots, guys. Have the routine. Don't deviate from your routine ever. Have it for every shot, every time. It'll make 4, 5, 6 shots difference in your score every round, I promise you. Close enough.